Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just sitting here contemplating whether the state that I live in, Queensland, here in Australia, I was just wondering whether this state and its politicians could get any more stupid. That's all I was thinking about. I'm sorry, I'm mucking around. The reason why I'm saying this is because the story that came out today. And I do honestly wonder whether our state or our nation, for that fact, could get any more stupid. The politicians are losing their mind. They honestly, I don't know. It's like they're making a race. They're in the race for the most woke awards, and they're trying to outdo each other. Who is the more woke? Who is the wokest of them all? Oh, and maybe our premier, Sir, and Sir. I probably should call her Sir because she might, after reading this story, maybe she wants to go down this line. I'll read this story to you, and if you're watching on YouTube, obviously you will be able to you'll be able to read along, I suppose. But let's have a look at it. The headline says, "Big changes proposed for Queensland birth certificates." Yes, Queensland has joined the ranks of most idiot. Sorry, I can't say it without laughing. Of most idiotic politicians, idiotic people in the land, in the world. Oh, okay. Let's go on. It says Queenslanders may soon be able to make a big change to their birth certificate, with new legislation being introduced into Parliament this week. Under the legislation being proposed by the Palaszczuk government, residents will be able to change the sex on their birth certificate without without having undergone gender reassignment surgery. Do you hear that? Without it. Oh, so currently, if transgender and gender diverse Queenslanders want to change the sex on their birth certificate, they have to provide statutory declarations from two medical practitioners verifying they have undergone sexual reassignment surgery. But apparently, this is too great a burden to place on the poor transgender or gender diverse Queenslander. It's too much. It's too much responsibility, apparently. So currently, Attorney General Shannon Fentiman said the current law unnecessarily medicalizes the recognition of a person's lived identity. Don't you love all these new phrases they come up with? It's your lived identity. Oh, pretty soon. I mean, people already have a lived identity as animals, cats and dogs. So, why not? So, apparently, she noted that gender affirming surgery can also be inaccessible and unaffordable to many people, as it is not covered by Medicare. Oh, so this is the real story. They want to push. They're going to start pushing for it to be covered on Medicare. So pretty soon, the taxpayer is going to be funding the operations of transgender and people who are suffering from gender dysphoria. Okay, if the legislation is passed, it will also allow for two mothers and two fathers, or two fathers, to be listed on a birth certificate. Okay, so right now, only one person can be listed as a mother or a father on a child's birth certificate. That's probably more to do with only one person can give actual birth and only one person can be the actual father. Anyway, crikey. But all common sense is thrown out the window, so who cares? So Ms. Fentiman said this change will allow all Queensland parts to have a descriptor on their child's birth certificate that correctly reflects their parenting role. This legislation will modernize birth certificates to better recognize and reflect our diverse community. If the legislation is passed, the changes are expected to come into effect in 2024. Oh my goodness. So Ms. Fentiman said having the ability to change their birth certificate to reflect their true gender identity was an important issue to many Queenslanders. Many Queenslanders. I ask you, how many Queenslanders? Well, if you scroll further down, there was a petition that went out. Okay, so the development of the legislation came after a petition addressed to Ms. Fentiman last year called for the Queensland state government to better recognise LGBTQI plus people with the BDMR Act. So Queensland residents draw to the attention of the House that the current legislation is the weakest in the country. And so a petition went out. And how many people signed this petition? Now, keep in mind, this state, the state I live in, Queensland, has 5 million. I'll just double check. It has 5,200,000 residents in the state of Queensland. So you would think that, in this, they said there was a lot of people. Where did they say it? Back up here. A lot of people apparently signed this petition. So obviously it's an important issue, she says here, an important issue to many Queenslanders. There's over 5 million Queenslanders. So how many people signed this petition? 10,000. In a state of over 5 million people, 10,800 signatures. So that's a lot of people. Obviously, this is a hot button issue. We have to get right on this. Oh my goodness. So look, you know what this means. You can just, all those companies out there, like my former employer, Queensland Police Service, you were trying to hit your gender quotas. You wanted 50-50. It's all good now. It's all good. Well, you can just go to your staff and say, hey, can you just go and change your identity, your gender identity on your birth certificate? You will get those quotas up to 50%, no time. Actually, if you add a little incentive, just a little bonus, you'll get the numbers up well over 50%. You will have so many females in the ranks, you won't know what to do with them. You're going to have to build extra female toilets just to deal with the amount of females you have in your workforce. Seems like a good idea. Seems just as good as all these other crazy ideas. Queensland is running straight towards the finishing line of who can be the most stupid in the world. Our politicians are making a good go of it. Good on you, Anastasia Palaszczuk. Way to spend our money. It's awesome. It's really good. Queensland. Stupid one night. Sorry. I'll say that again. Queensland. It used to be Queensland, beautiful one day, perfect the next. Now we can, on our license, our registration plates, we can have Queensland. Stupid one day, stupider the next. Oh, well, at least I know I can be a woman if I want to without getting it all chopped off, I suppose. And then I wonder if I could also change. Could be a cat one week. Who knows? This society, Australia's getting more stupid. Our society, sometimes you just got to wonder. You got to wonder. That's just my opinion. You let me know what you think. Is this just craziness? Absolute craziness. We're just getting what we asked for. We have the government that we deserve. We have the government that we're asked for, really. Stupid. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to The Slippery Slope.